Those who know me best know that I am modest to a fault. My first reaction when I got the call was, "Librarians know who I am?" But after reading the description of the award on the website, I learned that it could be awarded posthumously. So I was just grateful to be alive to accept it. When I was a kid, I loved books. I loved to read, and I loved the librarian at my elementary school. And I even wrote poetry at a very young age. But I had no idea that the authors whose books I so loved to read were, number one, alive, and number two, getting paid to do that work. So I thank the Legacy Award Committee and all librarians, especially my elementary school librarian, Gloria Johnston. And if you know any of these people, please feel free to give them some love. Bibliophile and self-taught historian, Arturo Schomburg. Poet and publisher, Dudley Randall. My aunts, Tara and Florence. Museum director, Harry Robinson. My homegirl, Deb Taylor. My shiro, Carla Hayden. And my big brother and guiding light, publisher Paul Coates. When I was writing poetry for adults, Paul promised me that if I did not have a book published elsewhere within a certain number of years, that he would publish it. And when I was feeling unimportant as a first-time author, Paul said, "Carole, you just need more books." How right he was. I'd also like to thank all my publishing families, who are really too numerous to name, and my agent, Reuben Pfeffer, who has represented me for more than a decade. I love you, man. I don't think any of you know that my earliest aspiration was to be a librarian. As a girl, I even pasted pockets and lending cards in my books at home. So I ask you, does this award come with any librarian privileges? For example, may I return books to the stacks? I'm especially grateful to librarians because I know that my books pose a cataloging conundrum. They are picture books, middle grade books, and verse novels that cross the genres of poetry, biography, narrative nonfiction, and historical fiction. It cannot be easy to decide where to shelve my books. To everyone who pondered this challenge, thank you for your service. But seriously, I know that none of this had to be. Not the books, not the awards, and not the opportunities to travel the nation and the globe sharing my books, and certainly not the joy of collaborating with so many other creatives, especially my son, Jeffrey. My children, Caresse and Jeffrey, whom I love to the moon and back, unknowingly pointed me toward this career, just as my mom pointed me to books. When she was a new grandmother with Caresse, she gifted Caresse and then Jeffrey with the Alphabet series, published by Just Us Books. When Caresse and Jeffrey were toddlers, library story times introduced me to a new crop of children's books more diverse than any of those in my youth. Books like Faith Ringgold's Tar Beach and John Steptoe's Mufaro's Beautiful Daughters changed my trajectory from writing poetry to adults to writing for children. My children are my legacy. My gifted granddaughter, Jordan, graces the cover of Kin, Rooted in Hope. And my precocious granddaughter, Cara, makes her debut in my upcoming book about jellyfish, although Cara doesn't know it yet, so don't tell her. Furthermore, my dog, Gigi, appears in the upcoming release, Family Feast. Family means everything to me. My grandmothers, a constant presence, steeped me in oral traditions. My preacher grandfather used to say, "Your children are your treasures." My parents, both of whom were educators, polished me like a gem. My mother jotted down the poem that I composed in first grade. My father, a high school printing teacher, used my early poems as typesetting exercises for his students, giving me a chance to see my work in print long before this digital age. My parents encouraged every creative interest of mine and made me believe that I could do anything that I set my mind and my heart to. Now I aim to lift the ceiling off of young people's dreams, just as my parents did for me. As the civil rights movement opened doors, my parents prepared me to enter spaces that were as new to them as they would be to me. Together, my mother and I sat at newly integrated downtown lunch counters and experienced the symphony and the ballet for the first time together. Langston Hughes's poem, I Too, resonated with me when my fourth grade teacher required our class to memorize it. The affirmation that I received at home and in my all-black elementary school and community prepared me for my experiences in 7th and 8th grade at an exclusive private school where I would have my first encounters with white people and with subtle racism. The summer before I enrolled, the school required me to complete a grammar workbook, as if English were not my native tongue. In 8th grade, the poem Incident about a racial slur led me to make poet County Cullen the subject of my research paper on the Harlem Renaissance. When the teacher returned my paper, he had given me a grade of B and offered only one comment: "Did you write this?" That slight later emboldened me. As a teen, I bought my first poetry books, among them Dudley Randall's Black Poetry, a supplement to anthologies which exclude Black poets. From that slim volume, I caught the fire of Black arts movement poets like Nikki Giovanni. After college, I began attending poetry readings and taking the mic myself. My father and I saw Ntozake Shange's play, For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. Her so-called choreo poem showed me that poetry had a home not only on the page, but also on stage. Even before I articulated my literary mission, I was centering African American resistance, resilience, remarkability, rejoicing, and remembrance. I do not believe that children are too tender for tough topics. They deserve and will demand the truth. Children recognize injustice and know how to interrogate it. When I chronicle shameful chapters in American history, children ask, "Did that really happen?" And "Who made that stupid rule?" I thank the ancestors whose voices were marginalized, muted, and even muzzled for speaking to and through me and entrusting me to reclaim their lost narratives. Truth is a prerequisite to reconciliation and healing, and justice is as necessary as joy. My books often do double duty, enlightening children and adults alike. After all, most adults never learned about bibliophile Arturo Schomburg, voting rights activist Fannie Lou Hamer, civil rights organizer Bayard Rustin, or the Tulsa Race Massacre. As the West African proverb states, until the lion tells his story, the hunter will always be the hero. Go tell it on the mountain. Repeat after me. Our heroes are too legendary to hide.
Our heroes are too legendary to hide.
Our pain is too deep to dismiss.
Our pain is too deep to dismiss.
Our history is too epic to erase.
Our history is too epic to erase.
Knowing your history is generational wealth.
Knowing your history is generational wealth.
No more repeating. Not yet. Librarians, educators, creators, we are in this boat together. The sea may be wide, but to paraphrase Langston Hughes, our souls have grown deep like the rivers. And the most powerful force on earth is not air, water, or fire, but freedom. For me, Black history is a balm akin to church. I invite you to join me in singing a call and response. Now, you got to join me because I'm keeping the day job, and you'll see why. I'm going to share with you a rendition of my upcoming book, Let It Shine, A Celebration of You, based on the familiar spiritual, This Little Light of Mine. And your response is, raise your hand if you know the song. You know This Little Light of Mine. Okay, so you know what your response is. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. When you were a little one, your light was just a spark. Your loved ones guided you through danger and dark. Beaming with promise, you were meant to make your mark. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light was lit long before you were born. Saints paved the way for you in shoes old and worn. This lamp's been a beacon through struggle and storm. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Climbing high on shoulders as strong as they are wide, in footsteps of elders, you have hit your stride. The warmth you feel inside you is your family's pride. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light reflects an everlasting flame, hope that was passed down to you by those who overcame. A new sun is rising, tomorrow's yours to claim. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Dream big and keep the faith, dare to be bold. Find determination deep down in your soul. The gift you have within you is as good as gold. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. When the blues blow in and try to hold you down, ride on wings of heroes who wouldn't be turned round. You are a bright twinkle in the universe's crown. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Follow the North Star and you will grow wise. Keep your set sight high, aim your eyes on the prize. You're a blazing rocket soaring through the skies. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Wonder, strive, and learn. Keep growing all life long. Trust your little light, and then you can't go wrong. That little light is like a never-ending song. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You can make a difference if you make a vow. Listen to that inner light, ask how and why. Give both praise and thanks before you take your bow. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Celebrate, celebrate, the race has just begun. Now's your I hit a typo. Okay. Now's your something to lift the torch. Ready, get set, run. Your future is bright, bright as the noonday sun. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That little light of yours, you're gonna let it shine. Every day you strive, you are gonna shine. Everywhere you go, you are gonna shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I tell people, poetry is not what I do, it's who I am. Mommy and Daddy, we did this. Thank you.